Welcome to Right Message, Right Place. When to teach and when to ask. I am Jennifer Markey, Director of the WSU Extension Master Gardener Program, and I'm here today with Joyce Frazier, Pierce County Master Gardener Volunteer and social media extraordinaire. She's been managing both our state program social media sites and the Master Gardener Foundation of Washington State social media sites, and I'm pretty sure she does Pierce County social media sites as well. I'm also joined today by Mary Watts. Mary Watts is the WSU Extension Master Gardener Program Coordinator in Snohomish County, and she has been working with volunteers in her county through the website, WSU's website update and the UFW website project to make sure that the websites in Snohomish County that represent our program and foundation has the correct content on it. So she's been doing a great job there with her volunteers. And I also want to say thanks to Debbie Benbow. The slide deck that you are about to see was created by her. So it's been a huge team effort to get this training off the ground. So thanks for being here. And WSU Extension programs and policies are consistent with federal and state laws and regulations on non-discrimination. And Extension is for everybody, and we're so glad you could join us today. WSU Extension is the front door of the university. It extends non-credit education to people throughout the state. WSU Extension empowers people, organizations, businesses, and communities to find solutions for local issues. And Extension is recognized for its science-based educational programs and collaborations with community partners to create a culture of lifelong learning. Extension is in the College of Agricultural, Human, and Natural Resource Sciences and serves the resilient Washington purposes to create an adaptable workforce, provide a secure food supply system, maintain natural resources, and support thriving, healthy communities, families, and individuals. And the WSU Extension Master Gardener Program engages university-trained volunteers to empower and sustain diverse communities with relevant, unbiased, research-based horticulture and environmental stewardship education to address 9 program priorities. Today's training is all about aggregating our messaging and honoring our program and foundation collaborations with clear messaging in the right place, building confidence around the state among volunteers and coordinators to consistently make sure the right content gets put in the right places. The first step in this endeavor is to understand the distinct roles that the program has and that our foundations have. The program, WSU Extension Master Gardener Program, is all about delivering education, that research-based horticulture education, through training new volunteers and through volunteers teaching community classes, youth programs, demonstration gardens, and the all-important Ask a Master Gardener plant clinics. Foundations are all about resource development, garnering resources, financial resources, or in-kind resources that supports the program's ability to teach through our demonstration gardens, which are our outdoor classrooms, to have the resources that we need at our Ask a Master Gardener plant clinics, our speakers bureaus, serve at farmers markets, and uh, support other training outcomes. Foundations, this training with special guests Joyce and Mary will cover content guidelines for websites and social media posts for the purposes of clarifying and strengthening our abilities to serve our shared and distinct missions, education and resource development. Before I turn it over to Mary for her to share Snohomish County examples, here's a general overview of best practices that keeps educational content on program websites and honors the foundation's support of WSU Extension Master Gardener program's ability to deliver that horticulture and environmental stewardship education. Program websites should include educational content and the outreach offerings provided through the WSU Extension Master Gardener program. So things like educational articles and resources, classes and workshops, Ask a Master Gardener clinics, youth programs, volunteer education, demonstration gardens, those outdoor classrooms, and then messaging around our program priorities and seasonal learning topics. But it's also extremely important to honor the support provided by our foundations. So consider on these program sites, including language like educational programs like this or like these are made possible through the support of the local Master Gardener Foundation. So in this case, it'll be, the Snohomish County Master Gardener Foundation. And when referencing the foundation on a program website, clearly explain why funding is needed. Connect the donations to the educational outcomes of the WSU Master Gardener program, and avoid direct fundraising language without context. So explain why we're raising money. Foundation websites should focus on resource development and raising funds that support the WSU Extension Master Gardener educational outreach programs. Content should be about seeking donations for program-related outreach and should explain how the funds or resources garnered support WSU Extension Master Gardener activities. It can include success stories that highlight how funds successfully lead to things like a new pergola in a demonstration garden or a new composting education kit, or maybe a new microscope in a plant clinic. And it should highlight campaigns, events, and other giving opportunities. Language could include or should clearly connect the story to the foundation's funding role. It should emphasize how donor support makes the education possible, and reinforce the value and impact of giving. So some example language could be your gifts support the educational work of the program and help bring research-based learning to communities. Okay, so Mary has some great examples to share with you today. So I'm going to stop screen sharing, hand it over to Mary, and she will spend some time showing you real life examples of what's happening in Snohomish County. Mary, thanks for being here today.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. And I will say it was going to be my closing statement and will also be my closing statement. But I feel compelled to start with it as well, which is that this is a work in progress. We haven't reached perfection yet. We are still refining, honing, but we've made a lot of progress. So before I screen share, I want to give you a little bit of background. So following the web migration of both the program and foundation websites, that took place last year, there was a fair bit of reconfiguration and customization required to make the websites work the way we needed them to. And so in Snohomish County, we took this opportunity to align website content with the distinct role of each organization. We also replaced many of the photos to reflect our county. So any pictures you see of MGs on our website now are our own Snohomish County people. And I must acknowledge the hard work of two of our local master gardeners who did much of the heavy lifting on this project, Robbie Harris and Catherine Ladinas. Their skills and talents are so much appreciated. So the distinction, as Jennifer was saying, um, understanding the program role is education and community outreach, while the foundation role is fundraising to support the activities of the program. So through that lens, we reviewed everything on every website, every page, everything. Um, Program content that had been on the foundation website was moved to the program website. References to foundation activities on the program website, like promoting the plant sale. We changed the verbiage from our plant sale to this is on the program webpage, remember, shifting from our plant sale to now the Snohomish County Master Gardener Foundation plant sale to make that distinction. So I will share now. Okay, so this is our, oops, move over here. I was going to start here. This is our program webpage here in Snohomish County, or the home page. So this should all look familiar. I think this image even was the default when the migration happened. But we have our own MGs now. We swapped out all the photos of MGs with our own photos. So that was a bit of effort to get new photos and contact everybody to make sure they're okay with their face being on the website. So all these people knew that their picture might be on the website. Um, we do have a link on this more information tab for our foundation, and that goes straight to our foundation webpage. But I want to scroll down and say, for example, here's the plant sale. So I want to pause here and say, for promotional reasons, it is useful to have some things listed on both websites, including educational outreach and fundraising activities to increase visibility to the public. Like we want everybody to come to this plant sale. So it's referenced on the program website, but it links when the person clicks learn more, it takes them to the foundation webpage. So the main content is on the appropriate website. Things might be highlighted on the other website, but it links back to the main web or the appropriate website for the content to live. So it accomplishes two things. One, it keeps content where it should be. It raises exposure for the various events we want to promote, and it ensures that content updates only need to happen in one place. Like we're not putting the details here and on the other website. It's only in one. So when they click here, it takes them directly to the plant sale page of the Master Gardener Foundation in Snohomish County. And here's where they get the details, the address, starts in 36 days. I thought that was cute when they put that up. And more details about what kind of plants, and all the details about the plant sale, right? Whereas the program webpage is just the highlight, and it is listed on our calendar. So we have our basically any MG events, whether it's program or foundation, goes on this, any public facing event goes on this upcoming events list. But again, if you click the plant sale here, it will take you to the foundation website, whereas this will take you else to other pages within the program website. All this down here is just the standard stuff that came with the website migration. So I'm
Mary,
going,
before you move on, we go back to the plant sale on the program page.
yeah. Oh,
Plant
sorry.
sale on the program page. So that the last sentence in that paragraph It's a prime example of the language that we were just talking about. Proceeds from this sale benefit the WSU Extension Master Gardener Educational Outreach. So that's how you honor the both. So this is a prime example of how you honor both the foundation and the program while making the distinction between our shared missions. Thanks, Mary.
Yep.
Perfect.
Thank you for pointing that out. So then we go to the foundation website homepage, and it says right here, supporting Extension Master Gardener educational outreach. That is their in a nutshell, the mission. Um, we are a nonprofit 501(c)(3). This is who we are. We do fundraising efforts. So this is the primary endeavor. I'll continue to highlight the whole having fun and building camaraderie. Fundraising efforts is their thing. Here, again, our foundation provides funding that supports educational outreach activities of the WSU Extension Master Gardener program, including plant diagnostic clinics, educational demonstration gardens, classes and workshops, and training for new Master Gardener volunteers. So this very clearly makes that distinction there as well. And then again, here's the upcoming events with the plant sale. Learn more about what we support. And then here, if you click on any of these things, it will take you back to the program webpage, as you can see here. Page with the clinic information, um, demo gardens, all that stuff is here. Um, Pictures of our demo gardens. And here's more the full list of the calendar events for in-garden workshops.
Mary, there was a quick chat. Somebody
Mhm.
said, I thought plant clinics were a program.
They are. So I'm not sure.
So I think because you're
What the
on the
question.
foundation page and this is
Right.
what foundations support.
Yes.
So we're highlighting and honoring both sides on both program and foundation on the program site and on the foundation site. So on the foundation page, foundations support plant clinics. Does that make sense? I think I get it. Okay.
And that's a good distinction. We might look at, can we tweak the wording a little bit to make that more clear? Because if one of our own had that misunderstanding, it's quite
Yep.
likely the public would too.
Yep.
So this goes back to it's a work in progress, and we're still learning, we're still finessing. So whoever put that in the, oh, sorry, I thought I had muted that. Um, Whoever put that in the chat, thank you, because that helps us.
Yep.
Um, okay, and then
Right. Mm-hmm.
going down to interested in becoming a master gardener. Again, it takes them to the program webpage on the Become a Master Gardener page. Um, okay, so I'm going to um, I want to show something that's well. I'll just sorry, back in here. Speakers Bureau, request a speaker. So we are now on the program webpage, and uh, on let me go back to the home page. One of the changes we made is we used to always refer to, the speaker bureau. And so and that's not intuitive to the public per se. So we changed it to request a speaker. It used to say speaker bureau. Now it says request a speaker because that's something that makes more sense to the public. And when we get here, this is our request a speaker page. And I'm going to click here in a moment. But before I do that, we have basically our presentation library, all the different categories. We don't list the speaker names because it may not be the same speaker. In how we operate in Snohomish County, if someone wants to do an herbs presentation, they can. They don't own that presentation. so we don't list presenter names. Um, but here we've got our different categories of topics with appropriate photos. And I remembered there's a photo here that I laughed out loud when I saw it. Catherine Ladinas found the photo. I hope it's here it is. Who knew a slug could be beautiful? I love that photo. So there's a class on slugs or a speaker presentation on slugs and snails. But I love that photo.
I think the
It,
mole's pretty cute too, Mary.
the mole is cute too, but I have never seen a slug that I thought was pretty. And this one is clearly pretty. So I just it tickles me. I love that. Anyway, so going back up to the online form, the speaker request form. We used to have a form they could get online, but it was a PDF, a fillable PDF, and they had to fill it out and then send it back, and it was cumbersome. And anyway, so Catherine built this for us, and I know King County has a very similar one. I'm guessing some other counties may too, but I'm guessing a lot don't. But it's so user friendly for the public. Their name, phone, sponsoring organization, whether it's youth or adult, because we want to know that. In person or Zoom, if it's in person and they click on this, woohoo, it opens up a more field for them to enter the location. And then type of presentation. So hopefully they've read the previous page and looked at the various things. Um, but if they're choosing from our existing library, they click this button, and then this one again, I gasped out loud when I first clicked on it after Catherine built it because I thought it was so exciting and cool and felt like it was magic. It opens up all these new options. And then if they click again on, say, growing perennials, then it opens up again our specific topics in that category. And same with, propagating and uh, seed saving. So then they click whatever it is that they want, um, and then whatever other information, and then they hit oh, and we added this to it. It used to be on our paper form, and we had the presenters chasing down the MG presenter chasing down the host to get them to sign this on the paper form, which was tedious and more work than necessary for the MG speaker. So now when the requester submits this form, we have them just click this here, right here, and say, yes, I agree to the non-discrimination. They hit submit, it comes to a designated inbox, and then we have a number of MGs that can access that, including myself, to process those requests. So I just wanted to share that because I will say that since we implemented this, the number of speaker requests we've received has increased significantly over recent years. So that's, in my mind, evidence to the public that it's effective and more user-friendly. So all this to say, as I'm a big fan of the website migration, it has so many more features that our old websites did not have. Um, and with that, I will stop sharing and just end with the statement that I started with, which was, this is a work in progress. We're still learning, we're still updating, we're still refining. Um, it's not, it's a year from now, it will be even better. But again, I want to thank the volunteers who helped do a lot of the heavy lifting on this. And that's my portion, I think.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mary. So there are a couple questions. And I would not be able to answer this question. Well, if you can, fantastic. Do you use different web event calendars for the program versus foundation? How do you differentiate foundation events from program events?
Well, so I'm not sure if they're asking differentiation of definition, which I think we've already talked about, as opposed to differentiation on the calendar
Mm-hmm.
software.
Michelle, do you want to unmute? And yeah.
Yeah, so this is a question that I think about a lot, in that we have an events calendar in our foundation website, and then there's the events calendar on the program website. And so I'm curious about how you distinguish those two. Do you have program events on the foundation's website, or do you have foundation events on the program side? How do you manage that so that there is minimal confusion or duplication or inconsistency. That's something we're wrestling with.
Yeah, that's a great question. And um, so we do have, I assume you're talking about a public facing calendar, because
Yes,
we do have
yes,
another internal calendar that's not visible to the public that has
correct.
everything. Okay, so
Right.
yes, the public facing calendar. I can't answer that entirely because I don't know the whole back end stuff. And we actually just went through this yesterday because we were updating the calendar, and for some reason, some of the extension events that are not Master Gardener were showing up there, like the food preservation and the repair cafe. And I was like, and I don't have the answer fully because, well, Leanne could chime in if she understands this enough to answer the question. Leanne Burford, who's online now, is our Snohomish County Horticulture Office Coordinator. Office coordinator, basically the program assistant. And we were going back and forth with her yesterday, figuring out why some things were auto-populating onto the program webpage that were not part of our program. It got fixed, like those things went away without going away from the calendar of the other programs, but I can't claim to understand those. But, as you saw, we do have on the program webpage, we do have the plant sale. Because like I was saying earlier, we want to have the public we want to be as discoverable as possible to the public. So we do have um, the plant sale is listed, but on the program webpage, but when they click on it, it takes them to the foundation page. And I'm trying to look at um, Robbie or Catherine, if you're on, you can chime in also about. I'm not sure that we have an actual. I don't know if we have a calendar on the foundation page actually. Um,
Hey, Mary.
Thank you, Robbie.
So a little bit of background. So Michelle asks or has asked the question to our
Yeah.
Tuesday, if you will.
Yeah.
And the short answer is we don't have an elegant solution. It's something that we're still trying to figure out, if you will, because we do have a third party system that we have, as well as the events that are coming in from the program side and the foundation. So there is a bit of a manual effort that we still have to do to sort things out. So the short answer is we're still doing this manually and trying to figure out the path to elegance, if that makes sense.
I will chime in here very briefly and say that that what Mary was talking about, what we were talking about, what occurred yesterday, does not impact this at this moment. And so what I know about the part, I am very new on the job. I am slowly taking a deep dive into the website. And so I don't have much to offer at the moment. I would suggest maybe in the future, if our events are if the events for the foundation and the program are ending up on the same calendar, it would not be that difficult to put in the title descriptor, something that very clearly tagged them to either the program or the foundation. It seems like it could be done through description rather than if they have to all end on the same page.
You
That's
know,
my 2 cents worth.
I'm also beginning to wonder, I think that idea about a categorization that's clear on the events calendar, and maybe perhaps instead of having one events calendar on the foundation page and an events calendar on the program page, that there be a single calendar, perhaps driven from the program side, but that the foundation page could have a link to it. So that I mean, what I'm concerned about is duplicate work
Yeah.
and inconsistency between the two. And so perhaps putting everything on one calendar and categorizing within that one calendar,
Tagging it.
but having both pages have links to that one calendar, that could potentially be a solution.
Yeah.
May I also suggest that from the public's perception, if
Yeah.
you've got people can you hear me? You can hear me.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
good. I saw your face and I worried for a moment. If you've
Sorry.
got people coming to look at your events, you don't want to send them two different places to find two different separate sets of events. You want to get their eyes on one page
Yep.
and then direct them off different places if they need to go. That
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
precisely. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of that cross-linking
Yep.
between program and foundation, because for over the years, this is a continual area of confusion for our publics. They don't
Yes.
they don't understand the difference between a foundation and the program. And
No,
they
they
don't
don't.
necessarily need to.
They don't necessarily need to for events, but I think it's important that they do understand the difference for the fund, the resource development side,
Yeah, absolutely.
right? Okay, so Caitlin said in Pierce County, we have all of our educational events on the program site calendar, and on the foundation page, we have a link to upcoming events that take you back to the program page. Another question, with the rebuilding of our websites, was this done via a template provided by WSU, or did you have to find people who knew the website? So the WSU websites were done via a template that was made by Craig and Debbie and Mike Peranto and Craig Lawrence.
So Jennifer, I think that question came in when Mary was showing the gravity form. And so I think the question was about that gravity form and whether that was a template. And I don't remember. I think we do have a template form in there, but maybe Craig could answer that.
Chiming
There was
in,
two different questions there,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
I was gonna say that the question that you just read was mine, and you did answer it. Thank you, Jennifer.
All right, thanks, Lindsay.
Okay.
What county are you from?
I am from Clark County, so I
Okay.
was going to reach out to my coordinator to see if I could help her with updating ours.
Great, perfect. Thank you. And then the second question was about the form. I assume it's a gravity form. Can we get a copy of it? So that's Debbie. That's what you were answering, and we'll look into that, see what we
Yeah.
can do there. There was one about are the PDF presentations ADA compliant? Most of the time, PDFs are not ADA compliant. This is a work in progress, and I appreciate everybody being cognizant of it and working on either building out accessible resources or retrofitting your previous resources to make them accessible.
So Jennifer, does that mean that as of right now, we can continue to put PDFs on our websites until we figure it out, or no?
No, we should not be adding PDFs to our websites unless they are accessible.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
And just to clarify, we don't have our presentations on the website. We just have descriptions of them. And then when a group, a garden club or whoever requests a speaker, we have PowerPoint presentations that the speaker then uses for that talk.
Mhm.
Thank you so much.
And then there were some comments about the calendar and our calendar having other non-Master Gardener events on it. When people create an event inside of our WSU web editor, they can tag it. And if it gets tagged with Master Gardener or gardening or horticulture, it will automatically show on our calendars. And so it has to do with tagging. That's what people were saying in here. Comment, seems like the differentiation program versus foundation calendars content is important. However, it's seamless for the consumer and the two to work together. Absolutely. It's so incredibly important for our program and foundation to work together. I see Tana all the time doing this, right? This is how we need to be, or that hand in glove. Thanks, Tana. Switch my hands. Hand in glove relationship. And that's, a lot of reason why we're doing this is to, it goes along with the work that we're doing to strengthen our relationships and our abilities to serve our missions. All right, so now I think we'll go ahead and move to the social media side of our training. Just a quick thanks to Mary and to Robbie and Catherine for the work on the website. It was very helpful. So we'll switch over to social media. And I'm just going to provide a quick overview before I hand it to Joyce. So essentially, when posting on a program, WSU Extension Master Gardener program social media site, highlight the foundation support. When posting on a foundation site, explain how the funds enable the education. So the key here is we want to make sure that the messages stay clear for our audiences. WSU Extension Master Gardener programs deliver horticulture and environmental stewardship education, and foundations gather resources in support of that education. And like I said just a few minutes ago, most of the time, our external audiences, it doesn't matter where they get the message as long as they get it and as long as they show up at our events. But it is important for them to understand that the foundation's role is support, and donating to the foundations enables the program to deliver what they're there to learn. So a couple of ideas for example language when sharing a program educational post to a foundation page. So you can say something like, we're proud to support the educational work of the WSU Extension Master Gardener program. Your gifts help programs like this possible. This is the kind of research-based education your generosity sustains. Thank you for helping the Master Gardener program thrive. Foundation support ensures volunteers can deliver education like this in communities across Washington. Rather than saying like this or this program, I would change the language to be specific to whatever it is. Joyce will share some examples of that. When sharing a foundation post to a program social media page, it's important that the program highlight the foundation purpose. So the foundation raises funds to support volunteer training and community education. Learn how your support strengthens our work. Foundation fundraising helps cover the costs of training, materials, community outreach that make programs like this possible. Curious why the foundation is raising funds? Donations directly support Master Gardener education, demonstration gardens, Ask a Master Gardener plant clinics, community outreach. So Joyce, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Jennifer. I'm Joyce Frazier. My home county is Pierce, and I'm a Washington State Master Gardener. And I get to do our social media, which is just a blessing in disguise. It's been very fun and extremely educational since I had never done anything like that in the past. I had great teachers. I have Caitlin May, who's my coordinator for the county, and Jennifer, who has helped, and Deb Bimbo, who has been absolutely amazing. So on this slide, you'll see examples of the program post shared to foundation page. The Master Gardener program down here at the bottom, rather than posting an educational piece directly on a foundation social media page, share it from the program page. Don't recreate it. It makes more work for you to recreate it, and it can change the voice and the tone of the post. If you stay aligned with that, it's easy for you. The sharing from a post to from a page to a page is one of the easiest things you can do, as long as you stay focused on that. You don't have to recreate it. The Jennifer had so many examples of things that you can say with it, like we're proud to support the educational work of the WSU Master Gardener Program, help support Master Gardeners expand their impact through funding. With your help, we support Master Gardeners infrastructure such as websites, events, and materials. I mean, there was a lot of discussion about the unified website, which I love that because I go to when Mary was showing her screen, I felt like I was at a web page that was practically home because of the familiarity, and that's what the public gets, and they can get that with our social media when we stay aligned. Just that repetition. We use messages like that. The pyramid IPM tactics, that was a very successful post. People really enjoyed learning about the IPM. But the broomscape that one was insane. It went viral, shared it on the foundation page, and people loved it. But I did not change the message to it or recreate it. Next slide, please, Jennifer. So on this screen, you can see that the foundation posts are shared to the program page. Help support the Master Gardeners. This one is on the fundraiser for the socks. And one thing we don't want to do is just when we're sharing that way, we want to include the why. Why are we're asking for something, we're asking for the funding for it, but why are we asking? And that's where we really get into what does the fundraiser support? How does it help our communities? What are the benefits of it? Because, a lot of people, they don't want to just help fund something. They want something for their dollar. Getting socks or the plants or that kind of thing really help, but they need to know why they're supporting it. The one to the far right, the post ask with information about the why on the foundation pages, ensures these valuable public services continue. The Master Gardener Foundation of Washington State, with your generous contributions, provides essential financial support to the Extension Master Gardener Program. The bottom one, the program page post acknowledges the foundation's support. The low cost or free events are made possible thanks to the generous support of the County Master Gardener Foundation. If we can stay on track, the public does not get confused on the two sites. The audience can connect the dots between the donations and the impacts like education, outreach, and local gardening. We keep it science-based messages. We maintain the program as the expert voice, and we share how the foundation supports the work.
Ready?
I think that is my only slide. Do I have another slide? I think
no, that was it.
Okay,
Okay,
I think
so
it's
there's
just
a chat message here. It says, oh, I lost it. I presume that desire to use separate social media pages between program and foundation assumes that small Master Gardener programs have people with the skills to use those social media programs. Amy, do you want to?
Yeah, not all of them. Sorry, Jennifer.
I was just trying to understand what Amy was asking. Not sure I follow. I want to make sure.
Basically, I'm asking when we've got a very small county and a very small Master Gardener group, and it's generally older individuals who don't necessarily like or use social media, to have more than one social media website, like 2 Facebook sites, it makes it a little bit more difficult to track what's going on where, rather than just using one site and being very explicit about what that particular post is about, that it's either a foundation post or a program post. So I looked at the pictures from the west side, and yes, you have a lot of Master Gardeners and you have access to a lot of things.
Yeah.
But not all counties do. So that was
Right.
my question.
Right. Okay. That's what I thought. Maybe you were asking, where are you from, Amy?
I'm from Padre County.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. You know, we're not, don't feel like this is what you don't have to have social media pages, right? You don't have to. This is one way that we um, publicize and market who we are and what we do and why we do it. Um, I think it is though, I know Pondere has a dependent foundation. It would be important so if you do have social media, to make sure that's coming from the program and not from the foundation.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Joyce.
even in Snohomish County, they don't maintain two. And Snohomish County has 300 master gardeners. And so, but they only maintain the one program social media, which is totally fine. And it's managed by staff. They have enough staff to manage it. Isn't that fantastic? Yeah, Grace Harbor Pacific only has one site as well. Is that on the program? Is it program? We do have what platforms do others use? Facebook, Insta. We do have Instagram too. It's not as, Joyce, you want to speak to that?
I do. It's a little bit less user-friendly, but there's a lot of people that use Instagram, especially younger people. So it's nice to get our name out there on it. And so what I do with that, I have to resize most of the pictures that I use, the images, because they only allow a certain size where Facebook allows a much bigger one. And also they do not allow links anymore. Usually it will just not publish if you have a link on there, or sometimes it'll publish, but it is really inaccessible for people to use. It doesn't work out well at all.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of people, it looks like a lot of counties only manage one Facebook page. And I think that's totally fine. There's no reason to have two, but if you only have one, it should be program based. The foundation isn't responsible for the horticulture and environmental stewardship education. And when foundations post about and call it educational and environmental horticulture and environmental stewardship education, it looks like that the foundation is responsible for that, and it confuses volunteers, it confuses our audiences. So we want to make sure that the mission of the program is highlighted through social media and our websites, having the right content on the right pages. So we have staff in Grays Harbor Pacific now, and I will also add that the absence of staff does not mean that this does not mean that volunteers can't support on the WSU side for websites and social media. Volunteers help regularly on the WSU pages. Lindsay, do you have a question?
I do. It's specific. I had a volunteer reach out to me asking if for our upcoming plant sale, if we could post pictures of the plants that they're growing in the greenhouse and kind of get our followers amped up for the upcoming plant sale. Where it would be, it's both, right? So it's both an educational post about native plants that they're growing, and then it's about the plant sale. So where would that post start?
Can I
Would-
speak to that, Lindsay, since I manage the Clark County Foundation's
Yes,
website? It
please.
belongs on the foundation's plant sale page. We post lots of pictures about our upcoming plant sale on the foundation's plant sale page. And if we start putting stuff on the program site, it will start creating confusion, I believe.
Okay, so then I did tell this volunteer yesterday that I was going to wait to attend this meeting. So what I will do is it's Michelle, right? That I'm
Yes.
Okay. I will forward the email later to you then, so we can get that set up. Thank you.
Jennifer, this raises a question in our mind, and this might be specific to Clark County, but I suspect it is not. There is somebody at the county level, and Lindsay knows her name, that is working on migrating the Clark County Master Gardener Program website into a state standard. But this person is at the extension level and doing it for the entire extension. And I don't understand the difference between the other extension programs and Master Gardener programs when it comes to this standard unified web project. I thought that that was just a Master Gardener thing. And so how do the two fit together?
Yeah, so WSU is migrating all of their websites across the entire system to a new web editor. It's still on WordPress, but it's a new web editor. And so every program, 4-H, all of our ag programs, all of our, like even the Vancouver campus, the med school, everybody is migrating.
And how does that fit in with this common environment that we are working with you and the other counties in?
So extension, every county office has a website. And on that website, there's information about all the programs that happen in that county. Master Gardener program is one of the programs that happen in the county. What we have done statewide for our Master Gardener programs, we created, I'm going to call it a template for for counties to use within their county websites for the Master Gardener program in an attempt to make it easy for our Master Gardener coordinators and all of our counties just to pull the content in and put it into the standard template for the Master Gardener program. So I can visit with you more about that, Michelle, but offline maybe, because most of the counties have transitioned already, so we can talk about that. But what you saw Mary share was the new migrated WSU Master Gardener program website. And if you look at Pierce's website, King's website, Snohomish's website, they're all migrated. So they'll give you an idea. And the UFW project is the same editor.
Yeah, that's
so
what I understood. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I had another thought based on what a comment that somebody made here. So somebody says, going back, why not use simultaneous Facebook, Instagram posting option? Joyce, can you speak to that?
I don't do them simultaneously because of the picture size mainly. And also because my posts for Facebook, I always try to include go to our web page. So that's a link I link into what the post is about so that they can get more events. A lot of times it's our events calendar. And when it's the state, it's usually go to the foundation page for more information or go to the program page for more information on whatever it is that the post is about, whichever priority.
Right.
I have found it's just a lot easier for me to do it that way. And it really doesn't take very much more time just to resize the image and then do the post and remove the link.
Right. Okay. Thanks,
I did
Tracy.
want to say something to Lindsay also, though, with the posting for the plant sale for Pierce County. We always begin it on the foundation page. And then when I share it to the program page, I do not recreate it. I leave it just exactly it is. And then in the top comment, I will put something to do with, because of the funding from this, what it supports, that for the plant sale, it supports all of our entire program. So I can include anything with that. So it makes it nice when you can work as a partner. And I think that's one of the good things, because when we can post consistently and be clear, it tells a story about our program, who we are, and how we serve our communities. It's really the working together and forming the partnership with the foundation and the program.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I just needed the volunteer that is sending me the information is giving me little blurbs about each native plant. So because that was the educational piece of a native plant, I didn't know, where it needed to start, but it is directly related to the plant sale. So it should be okay for a little blurb to be posted on the foundation's social media, because it's going to underneath say it's for the plant sale.
And
And
then,
then,
sorry.
yeah, and then I can reshare it and say what you said.
Correct.
Okay,
And I
thank
think,
you.
a lot of Lindsay, you raised some really good questions here, because a lot of what we do is gray, right? Everything we do, even the plant sales are educational, but the overall purpose is fund development. And so think about when you're trying to decide where something goes, does it go on a foundation social media site, on a foundation web page, or does it start on the program side? Think about the main purpose of the activity. So for a plant sale, essentially it's fund development. So it starts on the foundation social media sites and on the foundation web pages. And then if we talk about the web page, Mary shared on the Snohomish County Master Gardener Program website, they had a blurb about the plant sale. And it said, proceeds from this sale support the program, but the link goes back to the foundation. And so you're only doing the work on one page, but you're honoring the collaboration, the partnership between the program and the foundation on both pages too.
That also, when you said the word collaboration, it could be used as a reshare where foundation posts it first and then I go as the program and reshare it. But tagging, maybe using a tag, I think, because you can't necessarily invite a collaborator, but if the foundation tags the program, it should actually automatically show on both pages, if I remember correctly. So that might be less work to do.
I don't think it does on Facebook anymore. We had our social media specialist, Seth Truscott, I think his last name is, last year around this time, and he said tagging on Facebook doesn't really work like it used to.
Oh, okay.
Am I right on that, Joyce? You're on mute if you're going to speak.
Yes, that he did say that. And I think Facebook has worked on that some. I don't know if it automatically reshares to their page, but it does notify them that you shared something so they can reshare it since they're tagged.
Okay, we can play around with it then and see what works for us.
Okay, so we've hit our hour. I just want to close. As you're thinking about your post, use seasonal messaging, integrated pest management. Right now we're in plant sales. What are the program priorities? If you divide them up and put them into different months and focus on them, and then any other educational events or fundraising activities. Some key takeaways. Master Gardener programs teach, very simply put, and foundations ask. The foundations are the ones who do that resource development. So websites and social media posts should make this distinction obvious through structure, language, and placement of content. I think Mary and Joyce did a fantastic job of sharing examples of what that looks like. And when content crosses between sites and social media, always explain why. And it can be very easy. Like, Joyce was sharing, it was a program post to the foundation page, and it said something like, funding from the foundation support this IPM education. And then on the website, Snohomish County program website, there was the plant sale linking to the foundation. This clarity will strengthens our service, the program service to mission, the foundation service to mission, and it builds confidence, consistency, and public trust throughout. We will share the recording out with you. We appreciate you being here today, and we hope you found this time useful. Take care, everybody. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.